Changing Patterns, Part 2. Welcome back! I'm really excited to talk more about how we can change our patterns, which is exactly why I've decided to split it into a series. Last time, we focused on how we can create our own headlines, and how keeping focus on the positive can help rid our mind of the negative narration of the world. This time, however, it's about our feelings and how the shadow side is influencing us when we act or make decisions. But most importantly, what we ourselves can do about it. Where light shines, there is healing. There is a side to us that most of us dread of inspecting, but it is a point of liberation to the one who seeks it. It's often termed as our shadow side or shadow self, and it's the one that lies dormant in the background but comes to life throughout our day. It can set its mark as a personality trait or have you react in ways you actually don't want to when in certain situations. What we want to do is bring some light to this shadow, and the only way to do that is by going within and doing transformational work. Well, what does that mean? To do transformational work? It means that you look within yourself and connect to who you are, and the side of you that wants to be liberated from the shackles of past tense negativity and bad experience. To liberate yourself, you merely have to let go of your past and the things that bind you there. By saying this, I'm not implying that you forget, only that you work on it in such a way that it doesn't hold the same significance to you as it did before. Untying the knot that holds you bound to a specific moment in time is a feat that is liberating to your function of well-being. However, doing shadow work is tough and can become very uncomfortable. We just have to remember that it's part of the growth process, and letting go of what holds you to your past is indeed an achievement in and of itself. In reality, you are the most powerful being to exist, so you can do just about anything, which includes one of the most important things, healing your past. Enter by the roots. Our society wants more from everyone, and looking at the world from a non-engaging point of view, we see that such is clearly the case. Alone in America, a lot of people suffer from stress, and for about half of all Americans, the condition of stress is getting worse. People are fighting emotional battles every single day, and those who don't know what to do about it gets locked in a conditioned mind where they follow the path of past impressions and trauma. We need to stop up and look at the human mind like a sponge. It takes in everything that happens around it, and if you're ruled by your conditioned mind, it'll use the impressions it is given according to just that. So how can we move beyond it? By healing our past through awareness in the present moment. Notice what triggers you. It can be anything, as long as it's in your perception of experience. Did someone say something that hurt you? Did you experience something that made you question your own worth? What is that thing you remember? The one which makes you sad or mad, or makes you act out on something similar to the past but in the present moment? These are all signs that you need to look inward, which means working on resolving old traumas and entering by the roots of what makes you act like you do. By becoming aware of what triggers you, you're able to do something about it. Acceptance in this area is a huge help. Accepting that things are the way they are is a step up in resolving your internal being and becoming more aligned with who you really are. Another major factor is forgiveness, and I want to be perfectly clear on this since it's the act of liberation for yourself. Forgiveness is so much more than just forgiving another person. It's basically about forgiving yourself for what you project onto this world. This very important step deserves its own attention and will be featured in my next article along with gratitude. So by becoming more aware of your thoughts and triggers, you can help yourself from reacting impulsively to not at all. The conditioned reaction or feeling can fade in time, as long as you are persistent and becoming more aware of what you react to. And once again, I must implore this question. If you could choose happiness over the opposite, wouldn't you then do it? You're never truly alone. Healing can be a messy thing, and it's important that we take the time to acknowledge that. I personally think that spirituality has gotten mixed views on what it really is, because a lot of people think it's all about being positive and happy all the time. In truth, spirituality is hardcore therapy with a lot of ups and downs, but it brings you an abundance of love, joy, and freedom in return. And even though you might be single, in a relationship, or married, this path is yours alone. However, most of those who go through this untying of the self are aware that others are as well. And so we're blessed with a broad variety of communication tools, which means that you're able to get help or support on whatever you need through the internet. YouTube serves as a great tool for guided meditations and just guidance from spiritual teachers in general. Just remember to filter out the things you don't resonate with and stay true to your own healing process and spiritual growth. Knowing through experience is the way to go. Aaron Apke once taught me a thing of great value, and I only had to listen to his YouTube channel for it. He said something along the line with, when you're aware of your thoughts and realize that they aren't your own, you're able to filter out the noise. So when an unwanted thought pops up, just acknowledge that it's there without repressing it. Say to yourself in regards to the thought, "No thank you, I'm not interested in that." And watch just how insignificant the thinking becomes and how easy it can be not to be ruled by it. Of course, like everything else, things take time and practice, but in the end, you'll learn how to distance yourself from your thoughts bit by bit. Through meditation, we can access the part of us that we want to let go, and by doing so, we're able to live a more free and weightless life. Shadow work is going to the roots of the thing that challenges you and making you stare at your own reflection. By letting you come to terms with what you're struggling with and letting it go, you can be free of past traumas. Once again, I implore people to use YouTube. There are some wonderful guided meditations which is aimed at helping people to let go. I'll be linking one of which I've used personally down below. Seek freedom and a peace of mind. Always remember that you're turning towards evolving, and doing shadow work is just that. It will never be easy, but it is liberating once you've come to terms with what it highlights and you've worked on it. We will always learn, so letting go is not necessarily a free pass from negative emotions. You just have to decide what to do with the outcome the emotion provides, where in time it'll get easier. If you keep yourself aware of your patterns and limit impulsive reactions while still allowing yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling, you're a long way ahead. In time, things will become more bearable and in the long run, not affect you like it once did. As described earlier, part 3 of Changing Patterns will focus on the major impact of forgiveness and gratitude. These are two things that can and will empower you while moving forward in life. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of Changing Patterns. Kind regards, Marcus Peterson of Conscious Gateway.